It is crockpot season in my book, which means I am bringing you 3 new crockpot recipes today. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. I have done so many crockpot videos in the past, you'd think that I would run out of recipes, but you know what? I haven't, not yet. Today I need something that can cook in 3 or 4 hours on high because it is already 1:56 in the afternoon, which means in order to have dinner on the table via the crockpot, I need to cook it in about 4 hours. Tonight we are having Santa Fe chicken in the crock pot. I love this recipe because it's one of those dump and go recipes. You just dump everything in there, set it and forget it. It's great. But first things first, I need to drain a can of black beans. So not only did I drain them, I went ahead and rinsed them too. Let's put those in. The original recipe calls for a can of chicken broth, but when I was reading the comments, some people were saying it is too soupy, it's too liquidy. So I'm just gonna do 1 cup of chicken broth. We need a can of rotel, or the diced tomatoes with the green chilies. I need about half of this bag of corn. This is a 16-ounce bag, so we're gonna use half. We've got a green onion here. I'm just going to chop it up into here without messing up my cutting board. I think the recipe calls for 3 green onions, but this one had a lot of little stalks, so just going with the 1. We need some seasonings. I've got garlic powder here. We're going to do 1 teaspoon of that, a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of cumin. You can leave this out if you want to, but I'm going to add some cayenne pepper for a little bit of heat, maybe a half a teaspoon of that. And let me grab some salt. I'm going to go light with the salt for now. We can always salt it more later. There we go. I'm going to give that a quick stir. And then at this point, we're going to lay our chicken on top. Now, if you have chicken breast, that's fine. I've got some boneless, skinless chicken thighs. That's what I prefer. I'm going to put that on top. Later, we'll be shredding that. So we're just going to lay it on top. Forgive me, I did not press record when I was laying the chicken thighs on top. You want about 1 pound to 1.5 pounds of chicken. So I feel like this is good. We're gonna season this with just a little salt and pepper. A salt that I very rarely use is the pink salt that I got from Thrive Market. So I'm gonna use that and some pepper. There we go. I'm gonna pop the lid on this and we're gonna cook it on high for about 4 hours. It has been almost 4 hours, about 3.5 hours. And I'm gonna go in and shred the chicken. When you have about 30 minutes left, you want to go in and shred the chicken. I haven't used this little chicken shredder thing in a minute, so I figured I would use it. Because I don't wanna shred the chicken inside of here because I'm scared I'm gonna mash up all the beans and things. So let's just add it over here. Let this thing work its magic. I love this little contraption. It's so easy to use and you can pop it. Hold please. I'm back. I had started a pot on the stove to do our rice and it had come to a boil, so I needed to go throw our rice in the pot. So I'm adding this back in and then I'm gonna shred the rest of the chicken and then we're gonna just let it hang out for the little bit of time that our rice is cooking and then it will be time to eat. Before I pop the lid back on here, I do want to taste this and make sure that our seasonings are good. Make sure it doesn't need more salt or anything else, so I'm gonna do that. It's very good. I am gonna add a little more salt and I think I'm gonna add just a little more garlic powder. You know what? This is what I'm going to add just because I have it on hand and I thought this would be good. It's got salt, chili pepper, cheese, chipotle, cumin. I think it has some sugar in it. So I'm going to add just a little bit of this, not a lot, maybe a half a teaspoon, and stir that around. Okay, that's going to hang out for 30 minutes. Well, 15 minutes while our rice finishes. Then we'll eat. What's up, Mr. Spread Cream Cheese Not Hate?
Listen.
I haven't told them what you did today. You need to tell them.
I know, but I was going to tell you something.
Tell me.
I wanted to say thank you.
You're welcome.
You got up early this morning.
We both did, sir.
Yeah, but you didn't have to, but you did anyway.
Well,
and
I just
appreciate that. And then you cooked this amazing meal. I know it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's good.
And I went fishing today with your daddy.
He did. He went fishing with my daddy all day today. He was supposed to leave the house at 6 something this morning, but he just woke up at 4:30 this morning, and then I got up thinking it must be close to 6, so I got up to make coffee, and I looked at the coffee pot time, and I was like, wait a second, it's 4:30 in the morning, why am I up? But I never went back to sleep.
It's time to go fishing. I mean, anyway, we just caught 2 little old bass.
But y'all had a great time.
Oh, it was fantastic. Oh, the weather was perfect.
I'll have to insert the picture of my daddy holding his fish, and maybe we've got some footage too, some video footage. So we'll have to add that in here in just a second. But you go ahead and he hasn't eaten all day today, y'all. Not one bite. He's hungry.
I was on a mission. Wow. That is not what I expected.
What did you expect?
I don't know. I kind of expected like a run-of-the-mill crock pot, shredded chicken, you know, throw some stuff in there. But this is really good.
Yeah.
I think the salsa and the sour cream with the lime really do.
Elevates it.
Elevate.
Yeah. I would agree.
Spicy now.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, that's
I added
nice.
cayenne to it. You like that?
That is good.
Well, thanks.
So what is this?
It's called Santa Fe chicken.
Santa Fe.
And I use chicken thighs because, you know.
That is delicious. Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much.
I appreciate it.
We're going to go get ice cream after this. All right. He's going to keep eating. I'm going to dig in. We'll see you in just a second. So this is a go backer. And what'd you say?
Well, this one's my dinner now. I already had my lunch.
That was your lunch, was your first bowl.
Right. Second bowl's my dinner now.
Okay. We're good with that. This is delicious, y'all.
Yes.
It's very simple, very healthy. It's got great for you ingredients in there and plenty of flavor. I do like adding the lime and the salsa and the sour cream just to kind of elevate it like he mentioned, but it is delicious.
It is good.
And really good for you. So
it's light.
Which means there's going to be room for ice cream afterwards. All right, we'll see y'all, I guess, tomorrow when I make my next crockpot meal.
What's that going to be?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would.
I'll tell you. Hold on. I got to hit record, or I got to hit end record.
Okay.
I can't tell them.
Okay, yeah.
They're about to find out, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, right now. Yeah. Good morning. It is 9:45 in the morning. I'm going to get dinner in the crock pot. Today, it is kind of cold and rainy here, which means it's perfect soup weather. We love some potato soup. I love my dad's version of potato soup. If you've never seen me make that, that's not in the crock pot. You just do it on the stovetop. I'll try and remember and link that video below. But today we are making a potato soup in the crock pot. We need 2 pounds of Yukon Gold potatoes. This is a 5-pound bag from my grocery store, so guesstimate on how much 2 pounds is. That's probably about right. We're gonna go with that. That might be closer to 2.5 pounds. We'll be all right. If we need to add more chicken broth, we can always add that. So I do need to peel these. I'm gonna do that quickly, and then we will dice them and throw them into the crock pot. I got all of these peeled. I'm gonna rinse them off before we dice them. Something else I forgot to start before I started over there was to get some bacon going. So the recipe calls for 10 slices of bacon. These are cut in half, but I don't have quite 10 on there. But I'm also going to be using some diced ham that we have in the fridge. So I felt like I'm going to do a combination of bacon and ham, so I didn't quite need all that bacon. But we are going to fry this up while we dice our potatoes. You know what? I'm going to do them a little bit smaller because we are going to mash some of them when we finish up the soup just to give it a creamier consistency. But some will just remain. So I want to make sure they're pretty small so they're perfect for your spoon when you're eating soup. Hello, sir.
Hey, how's it going, boy? Smelling good up in here.
Oh, bacon's going. What are you over there getting?
I'm getting Gids some treats.
Gids is Gideon.
Yeah.
Our next door neighbor's cat. Is he up in your window?
He is up in my window.
So Gideon will get in Steven's office window and just sit there and stare at Steven until he acknowledges him. And then he comes and meets him at the front door with treats. He has us trained very well. Hey, buddy. Hi. He has the treats, not me.
Hey, buddy. Look, I got him.
He has us trained.
That's a good boy.
He is a good boy. You know, now that I've started, I could have grabbed my little veggie chopper and just used that to get all of these really uniform size, but here I am. And I could still go grab it, but I'm just gonna dice these up and finish it up. I need to go flip my bacon. I can hear it's not sizzling quite as much over there. I love my little bacon tongs. They're from Pampered Chef, and then when you're not using them, they lay flat. They're wonderful. But I'm gonna come in and flip our bacon. I hate it when they all stick together. We got all of those diced. Now we need 6 cloves of garlic. So I'm just gonna peel these really quickly. We're gonna add that directly in here. We're gonna add in 3 cups of chicken broth. I've got low sodium here. We need some dried parsley. Calls for a tablespoon, which is a whole lot. I'm just gonna do it till it feels right, and I feel like that's plenty. I did probably half a tablespoon, so I don't know why I almost forgot this, but almost is the key word. We need some diced onion. So I'm gonna dice up this yellow onion really quickly.
It smells amazing in here.
It does. That bacon will get you every time. So let me finish this up. I'm going to do this other part of this onion as well, and I'll be right back. So that was like half of a large onion, almost half of a large onion that I diced. Now I need to go grab my bacon that is finished and is sitting on some paper towels to cool. If you hear that noise in the background, Steven is making him a K-cup, so it's making all kinds of noise back there. But I need to dice up our bacon before we add it in. I love that the bacon goes in this early because then it's gonna flavor the whole potato soup. Like it's gonna have that bacon flavor all throughout. It's gonna be so good. Okay, so let's add the last of that bacon in there. And then I'm gonna grab that diced ham I was telling you about too. So I'm just gonna do maybe a handful, maybe a little bit more. And that adds some extra protein and some extra flavor. Now at this point you can season it with a little salt and pepper. I'm not going to add a lot of salt because we've got our bacon in there and that's kind of salty. So I'm just doing a little bit. I can always add more later, but I am going to throw some pepper in there. Okay, let's stir that around. And this is all we have to do for right now. I may need to add just a little more chicken broth. Okay, I probably did 3.5 cups, 3 1/4 maybe. Just want to make sure that all of my potatoes are able to be submerged. I think we're good. So this is going to go on low for 6 to 8 hours. You could do it on high if you wanted to, but we're gonna do ours low and slow. Okay, it is much later in the day. I have changed into this hoodie because it's cold today, y'all, and it's rainy, and I had to go out to my P.O. box, and so I put on this hoodie, and I just haven't changed back. It is almost time to eat, which means we need to do just a couple more steps before we can eat. So let's do that. We need 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. I'm gonna add it here to this pan. You can use a saucepan. I'm just using the skillet with the deep sides. I'm gonna let that melt down. I've already got it on about medium. And then we're gonna be adding some evaporated milk to that here in just a second. Now that that has melted, we're gonna add in about 1/3 cup of flour. Just whisk that around. Now we're gonna pour in our 12 ounces of evaporated milk. If you don't have evaporated milk, you could use half and half, but I'm gonna whisk this in here. I need to be doing that while I'm pouring it, and I've only got one hand, so hang on. Okay, I had to set y'all up. And we're just gonna let this come to a low simmer on like medium low heat and let it thicken just a little bit. It's the can that never ends. Are we done? We're done. Okay, I hear Gideon. He is in the window, I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna let this thicken up, and I'll be right back. That did not take long at all, so let's go pour this into our potato mixture in the crock pot. So let's stir that into the mixture, and then I've just grabbed my potato masher. We're gonna mash about 3/4 of these potatoes to make this really creamy. I almost wanna grab my mixer. That's not a good idea though. Tell me that's not a good idea. Oh, fogging y'all up. All right, I'm gonna work on this for a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, I have a different cheese monster in here right now, named Steven. Go away. All right, I want some too. We have 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese, minus a couple of bites from Steven and myself. We're gonna add that in. Plus, we're gonna add in about 1/2 cup of sour cream. I'm just gonna eyeball this. That looks close to 1/2 cup. All right, let's stir that around and let the cheese melt completely. And then I will test it and see if we need any more salt. And then it's time to eat.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny.
I just want to get in there and swim.
I know, right?
That looks amazing, sweetheart.
It does look good. It smells so good. Our house smells amazing.
I can't take it anymore.
It's almost time.
The wait is almost over.
Move out of my way. So I just did a little taste test, and I do think it needs just a little more salt. So I'm gonna add that in and stir it around. Steven is chopping up some green onions for us. And y'all, the wait is over. It is time to have this on this cold, rainy night.
Oh,
What was that? You're just so pitiful.
I can't wait.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, here we go. Wow! Man! That is crazy good.
I'm so glad.
Oh my goodness. This is amazing.
You gotta find another word other than amazing. Somebody called you out not too long ago on that.
Creamy, cheesy, just warm and cozy.
Okay.
Bacon, cheddar.
Yes.
It's a baked potato soup.
Uh-huh. That's the whole
A
idea.
little bit of green onion now from the green onions on
That's
top.
right.
That is crazy good. I love the consistency of it. Very creamy. Look how creamy that is.
I know.
That is delicious.
All right.
I love this. This is incredible.
So if it's not amazing, what is it? We got to find a new word.
Stupendous.
I love it. I love it. It's stupendous.
I mean, you're talking about some bacony cheddar, like cheddar bacon, creamy, just that's the only, I mean, I can't describe it in any other way. It's indescribable, people.
Indescribable.
You've got to eat it.
You got to make it before you can eat it.
That's right.
Okay. All right. Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah.
Babe,
Is this the best baked potato soup I've ever made?
there's no doubt about
Oh
it.
yeah.
You'll see.
Okay. All right. I'll be back.
Babe.
It is really, really good. I have to admit.
Gone backers, what that is.
You done gone back.
Done gone back. Oh, man.
All right, y'all.
This is amazing.
Yeah, this
And
is a good
little
one.
bits of ham in there.
I know. The ham is a nice
Another
little surprise, isn't
yes,
it?
it is. This warms my heart.
I'm so glad. Does it warm your belly too?
It does. It warms my soul.
Okay, we've got one more crockpot meal to show you. It is another dreary day here. It's in the low 60s. It's just a comfort food kind of day. I can't quite wake up today. It's just, you know, when the sun's not out and you're just kind of blah. But the meal that I'm making today is going to be so warming and comforting. We are doing Cajun sausage and potatoes in the crock pot. I think it's 5 ingredients. Very, very easy, very quick to put together, and it's gonna be so good tonight. So I'm not making enough to where we'll really have leftovers. So I'm cutting the original recipe that I found in half. So I'm doing about 1.5 pounds of russet potatoes. I just rinsed these off and I'm peeling them, and then we'll chop them up into about 1-inch pieces, chunks, and throw them into our crock pot. I'm using my smaller crock pot today since I am doing a smaller amount. Okay, now let me grab my andouille sausage. So I've got this Holmes Smokehouse andouille sausage. I'm just gonna chop it up into like 1/2-inch pieces, and we'll throw that in as well. Now we need a can of cream of mushroom soup. Since I'm cutting it in half, I don't technically need the whole can, but I think I'm still gonna just use it because what else am I gonna do with it other than throw it away, right? And then lastly, we need some Creole seasoning, or you can do Cajun seasoning. This is just what I have on hand, so that's what I'm using. And maybe do a little more than a teaspoon. That's about it. We're gonna stir this up and just let it cook for 6 to 8 hours on low. It's 12 o'clock now, so I'll just put it on low for about 6 hours. And that is a very simple dinner. Perfect for a cool day. It has been all day. It smells so good in here. Look at that creaminess. Okay.
We've got meat and potatoes.
We do.
And it looks like it's creamy too, very creamy. I can smell the flavors. I can smell them. They are going to be very deep and rich and creamy, I can tell. Here we go, a couple of potatoes and some sausage. I like it.
All right, good. What's it taste like?
It's kind of like I don't know, it's kind of like a baked potato kind
Okay.
of flavor to it, but a lot more flavor.
So there's Creole seasoning in there.
Yeah, that's what that is. Okay. Creole seasoning, and then whatever this creaminess, I don't know what is this cream is really good.
It's cream and mushroom soup.
Okay. Cream mushroom soup with Creole seasoning.
Yes, with andouille sausage, which also has those Cajun
That
flavors
is
to
really
it.
good.
Well, good. I'm glad you like it.
You did good.
Thanks. I try.
That is delicious.
Okay. All right, I'm going to dig in. It's like 5 ingredients, and it took about 5 minutes to prep, so.
That's really good, babe.
Thanks.
To be such a simple meal,
Yeah.
that is really good.
All
I
right.
never would have thought that was cream and mushroom soup, though.
Really?
Yeah, because the Creole seasonings like changed that.
Yeah, it
completely.
changes the flavor profile.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Well, good.
Very good.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to dig in. I'll be back.
What do you think? Let's see what we got.
Hold up. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Creamy, a little bit of spice. Good, that Creole seasoning definitely comes out.
So I feel like the Creole seasoning is there, but it's not spicy because I feel like the cream of mushroom tones it down.
It does.
But you still get the flavors of it.
For sure.
It's not a spicy meal.
Right.
I like this.
To be so simple, yeah, you wouldn't think that it was that simple to make that.
So there you go. 3 more Crockpot meals to make your life just a little bit easier. We appreciate y'all being here. Leave us a comment below. Let us know which one you plan to try. I hope you'll try all 3. They were delicious. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.